The first topic of discussion for this course is a basic overview of biology and a broad survey of some of the items we'll cover this semester. What should you do to prepare for each chapter? First, read each chapter and take handwritten notes. Drawing relevant images is really helpful too. Then, complete the chapter homework assignment. Lastly, consider forming a study group to review the course material. Our learning objectives for this week include 1. Define biology and the qualities of life. 2. Define how evolution is a unifying principle of biology. 3. Develop an appreciation of the critical thinking required within the scientific process. And 4. Recognize the cooperative nature of the field. First, ask yourself, how do I define biology? Pause this video and list as many items that you think contribute to the qualities of life. Then, compare your list to the items listed in the textbook, which I'll cover in just a moment. The textbook definition of biology is the study of living organisms and their interactions with one another and their environments. In order to study living organisms and their interactions, many other scientific fields of study are used. For example, computer science, geology, physics, chemistry, and math are important to biology. Let's look back at your list of qualities of life. First, we need to recognize that life is not defined by a single one of the items that we'll mention. Rather, life is a collection of each of the properties. These include order and organization, such as atomic structure, responsiveness to the environment, to internal and external stimuli, such as chemical, mechanical, thermal, and light stimuli, reproduction by sexual or asexual strategies, growth and development through mitotic cell division, regulation of internal processes by using negative and positive feedback mechanisms, such as temperature, hormone concentrations, and heart rate, maintaining homeostasis, which is oftentimes referred to as keeping a balance. Homeostasis keeps many factors in a set point range and depends upon the previously mentioned regulation. Life also requires energy transfer in varying forms such as light, chemical, thermal, and mechanical energy. Energy is transferred not only within an organism, but with non-living matter too. For example, the sun transfers light energy to plants, which transfers energy in the form of food and gases, to animals that transfer gases and chemical energy back to plants. Lastly, living organisms have the ability to evolve, which means to change. In biology, we'll study evolution as a change in population gene expression. We can see this evolution in the diversity of populations, fossils, DNA, and proteins. Let's review the hierarchy of order and organization in biology. The most inclusive level is the biosphere, which includes the parts of the earth where organisms live, so the land, the water, and air. Next are ecosystems, which include both the living community and non-living physical environment. Examples include rainforests, coral reefs, deserts, and grasslands. Third are communities, which include several populations of different biological species living in the same geographical area. Populations are a group of the same interbreeding species which live in the same place at the same time. This is the level at which evolution is biologically evident. Organisms are individual living beings, such as the tree shown in this image, or a bacterium living on your cell phone. If an organism is not a single-celled organism, such as a bacterium, then it will have even more organization. Many organisms, such as yourself or the tree in this image, are made up of organ systems, which are several organs grouped and working together. In this tree example, the organ systems are the roots and shoots. Individual organs make up organ systems, such as the leaves in the tree shoot system, or the heart in the human cardiovascular system. Organs are made of one or more tissues. Tissues are groups of the same cell type which have the same structure and function. Cells are the smallest unit of life and the foundation of all life. Therefore, most of the material that we'll cover this semester will be at the cellular level. Depending upon the cell type, many cells have smaller organelles within them. Organelles are characteristic of eukaryotes. Each organelle will have a unique structure for a unique function or job. Cells survive because they have a variety of molecules within them, working, transferring energy, and building the organelles. A molecule is a group of atoms chemically bound to one another. Atoms are the least inclusive level of organization that we'll study. An atom is the smallest unit of matter and includes protons, neutrons, and electrons. We'll cover many of these levels of organization in greater detail throughout the semester. Now, pause this video and, on your own, write the levels of biological organization in order from most inclusive to least inclusive. To summarize biological organization, we could say that the highest levels of biological organization are due to emergent properties. Emergent properties are evident when the components self-organize, with low-level properties giving rise to higher-level properties. In other words, each level is made of properties of the previous level, such as in the case that cells are made of molecules, which are made of atoms, right? And we could just keep going on. Acknowledging this, many biologists study processes in a reductionist view. This helps reduce these more complex systems into simpler components. In other words, biology balances reductionism through emergent properties to study a larger system by breaking it down into pieces to find connections between the parts. For example, a scientist may study DNA molecular structure to understand the chemical basis of inheritance.